Long ago, in the heart of a mist-shrouded land, there lay a kingdom called Eldermere. It was a place of rolling green hills, ancient forests, and rivers that sparkled like liquid silver under the sun. The people of Eldermere lived in harmony with the land, guided by the wisdom of their ancestors and the whispers of the wind. But as time passed, the kingdom faded from memory. The world beyond its borders grew busy and loud, and the tales of Eldermere were lost to the ages. Only a few elders in distant villages spoke of it, calling it the Forgotten Kingdom, a place where time stood still and magic still roamed free. One day, a young traveler named Alaric stumbled upon an old map in a dusty market. The map was frayed and yellowed, but it bore the name Eldermere in elegant script. Intrigued, Alaric set out on a journey to find this mysterious land. He crossed mountains, forded rivers, and ventured deep into the unknown, guided only by the stars and the faint markings on the map. After weeks of travel, Alaric reached a dense forest where the trees seemed to hum with an ancient song. As he stepped inside, the air grew cooler, and the lights softened to a golden glow. He felt as though he had crossed into another world. At the heart of the forest, Alaric found a stone archway covered in moss and ivy. Beyond it lay a valley bathed in sunlight, with fields of wildflowers and a village nestled in the distance. He had found Eldermere, but as he approached the village, he noticed something strange. The people moved slowly, their faces serene but distant, as if they were caught in a dream. The kingdom was not forgotten by the world. It had forgotten the world itself. Alaric knew his journey was far from over. He had found Eldermere, but now he had to uncover its secrets, and perhaps awaken it from its timeless slumber. Alaric stepped into the village of Eldermere, his boots crunching softly on the cobblestone path. The houses were quaint, with thatched roofs and ivy climbing their walls, but there was an eerie stillness in the air. The villagers moved as if in a trance, their eyes distant and their voices hushed. An elderly woman approached him, her silver hair glinting in the sunlight. She introduced herself as Maelis, the village storyteller. "You are the first outsider to find us in centuries," she said, her voice trembling with both wonder and sorrow. "But you must understand, time does not flow here as it does beyond our borders. We are bound by an ancient spell, one that keeps us safe, but also traps us in an endless loop." Alaric listened intently as Maelis explained the curse. Long ago, a powerful sorcerer had protected Eldermere from an invading army by freezing time within the kingdom. While the spell saved them from destruction, it also severed their connection to the outside world. The villagers lived the same day over and over, unaware of the passage of years. "But why hasn't anyone tried to break the spell?" Alaric asked. Maelis sighed. "The spell can only be undone by someone from beyond our borders, someone untainted by its magic. You, Alaric, may be our only hope." She led him to the heart of the village, where a towering oak tree stood. Its roots twisted deep into the earth, and its branches reached toward the sky like grasping hands. At its base was a stone altar, etched with runes that pulsed faintly with light. "This is the tree of eternity," Maelis said. "It is the source of the spell. To break the curse, you must retrieve the crystal of dawn, hidden in the caverns of echoes beyond the valley. But beware, the caverns are guarded by shadows that feed on fear." Alaric nodded, determination burning in his chest. He had come seeking adventure, but now he had a greater purpose. As he set off toward the caverns, the villagers watched in silence, their faces filled with a fragile hope. The caverns of echoes loomed before Alaric, a jagged mouth of stone hidden deep within the shadowed hills. The air grew colder as he stepped inside, the walls glistening with moisture and the faint sound of whispers echoing around him. The shadows seemed to shift and writhe as if alive. Alaric pressed forward, clutching the small lantern Maelis had given him. Its light flickered weakly, but it was enough to guide him through the twisting tunnels. The whispers grew louder, forming words that tugged at his fears, voices of doubt, regret, and loneliness. He clenched his fists, reminding himself of the villagers' hope and the weight of his mission. Deep within the cavern, he found a chamber bathed in an eerie blue glow. At its center stood a pedestal, and atop it rested the crystal of dawn. It shimmered with a light that seemed to pulse like a heartbeat, casting dancing reflections on the walls. But between Alaric and the crystal stood a figure cloaked in darkness, its form shifting and indistinct. But as Ahanu stepped onto the ice, the Wendigo emerged. It was a monstrous figure, with antlers like a stag and eyes that burned with hunger. Its voice echoed in Ahanu's mind, tempting him with visions of power and glory. "Take the heart," it hissed. "With it, you can rule these lands. Your people will bow before you." Ahanu clutched the talisman, focusing on Nuna's words. He remembered his tribe, his promise, and the true purpose of his journey. "I seek not power," he declared, "but balance." The Wendigo roared in fury, but its form began to dissolve, its power broken by Ahanu's resolve. As the creature vanished, the ice around the heart of the world began to crack. Ahanu approached the spire, his breath visible in the freezing air. He reached out, and as his fingers touched the ice, a surge of energy coursed through him. The land itself seemed to awaken, and for a moment he felt the pulse of the earth beneath his feet. But the journey was far from over. The heart of the world was not meant to be taken. It was meant to be understood. And as Ahanu stood there, the Great Spirit's voice echoed in his mind once more. "The balance is restored for now, but the shadows will return. You must prepare." With the heart of the world awakened, Ahanu felt a profound connection to the land. The frozen lake thawed, and life back in the village, the tree of eternity began to glow. The runes on the altar flared, and the spell shattered. The villagers blinked, their eyes clearing as if waking from a long dream. Time began to flow once more. Alaric returned the crystal to the altar, and the tree's branches swayed as if in gratitude. Malus approached him, tears in her eyes. "You have given us back our lives," she said. "Eldermere will never forget you." As the sun set over the valley, Alaric knew his journey was complete. The forgotten kingdom was forgotten no more.